Hey guys, we're going to talk about yogo verbs, how to conjugate them in the present tense in Spanish. Particularly, we're going to talk about the verbs hacer, traer, tener, and venir. First, let's look at the verb hacer. Hacer means to do or to make. It is conjugated like regular ER verbs, except in the yo form, it ends in a go, the go. This is why we call them yogo verbs. So instead of just chopping off the ER and adding O, that would be like hako, it's going to be hago. But all the rest of it, you're just going to chop off the ER and add the regular endings. So for tú, you're just going to add your ES just like you do regular ER verbs. Tú haces. Usted, you're going to chop off the ER and add just an E. Hace. Nosotros, you're going to chop off the ER, add EMOS. Hacemos. And so on and so forth. Hacéis and hacen. So it still follows the regular rules for ER verbs except in the yo form. This is why we call them yo-go verbs. Remember, hacer means to do or to make. So when you say yo hago, it can mean I do or I make, or you do or you make, and so on and so forth. Another one to look at is the verb traer. And traer means to bring. And it's conjugated like regular ER verbs, except in yo form, not only does it end in a GO, it ends in an IGO. So you're going to chop off the ER and add IGO, yo traigo. And then the rest of them, they just follow the regular rules. Chop off ER, add ES, traes, trae, traemos, traéis, and traen. And when you translate this, it means I bring, you bring, he or she brings, you formal bring, and so on. Now we're going to talk about yogo verbs with the stem change twist. These are going to be yogo verbs, but a little something extra into them. The first one we're going to look at is the verb tener. And tener means to have. So this one's a yogo verb, but it's also like the verb jugar in the fact that tener is a stem changing verb with that twist. So here's what it looks like. In the yo form, you're not only going to chop off the ER, but you're going to add the GO, the yogo, yo tengo, and that means I have. And then in the blue shaded in area, this is where that stem change happens. We dealt with this before when we called them stem changing verbs or boot verbs. Well, this isn't quite a boot verb because in yo form it's not going to get the E to IE stem change. But the other ones, in tú, él, usted, ellos, ellas, ustedes, they're going to get that stem change and the E is going to change in IE. So it's not quite a boot verb, it's more like a shoe verb. So here's what it looks like. In the to form, is tú tienes. And do you see right there where that E changed in IE? Same thing, el, usted is in the shoe or in that blue shaded in area. So it's going to be tiene. Nosotros is going to be tenemos. That one is not inside the shoe, so that one just maintains the E. Vosotros is also outside of the shoe, so it just stays in E. You don't have to worry about the stem change, IE. Tenéis. Ellos, ellas, ustedes. You're going to get this change though, so that E is going to change back again to an IE. Keep in mind, you're still changing the endings. We still chopped off the ER and added the EN, but you also have to fiddle with the middle. So the tener is extra special. Not only is it stem changing verbs where you have to worry about the E to IE stem change, but now you also have this weird little yogo thing. It kind of reminds me like of a complicated Starbucks order when people order something like venti half whole milk, 1/4% 1%, 1/4 non-fat, extra hot, split quad shots, 1.5 shots decaf, 2.5 shots regular, no foam with whip, 2 packets of Splenda, 1 sugar and raw, a touch of vanilla syrup, and 3 short sprinkles of cinnamon. Yeah, it's that all that craziness left in that one thing. And remember, the verb tener means to have, so it shows possession. So here's what it looks like in a sentence. If you want to say like, I have an older brother, it'd be yo tengo un hermano mayor. Or we have a lot of homework would be nosotros tenemos mucha tarea. Or they have pizza is ellos tienen pizza. See, all of those are showing possession. Every now and then, though, you'll come across tener in an idiom. Idioms are where it doesn't quite exactly translate over. For example, in English, if we say, you're driving me up a wall, we don't literally mean someone's driving up a wall. Here's some examples of some tener expressions, not all of them. Sometimes it's used to express age. So in English, we say, I am 16. But in Spanish, you aren't the years, you have the years. So you say, yo tengo 16 años. Literally translated, you're saying, I have 16 years. Or you use it to express hunger and thirst. So in English, we say, I am hungry or I am thirsty. And you know how in English we get the lame dad jokes, and you're like, I'm hungry. And dad would be like, hi, hungry, my name's Bob. Ha, 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 ha. In Spanish, they don't have that issue. Because in Spanish, you have the hunger. So when you say, yo tengo hambre, it literally translates to, I have hunger. But in our English brains, it means I am hungry. Or if you're thirsty, you say, yo tengo sed. I have thirst, not I am the thirst. You have it, you aren't it. Same thing when it comes to sleepy. If you want to say I am sleepy, you say yo tengo sueño, as opposed to being sleepy like one of the seven dwarfs. Also, keep in mind, if you ever have to show obligation, like you have to do something, you gotta do it, like I have to study, you add que to it. So if you want to say I have to study, it's yo tengo que estudiar. It's the tener song.
Tengo, tienes, tiene, tenemos, tenéis, tienen. Yo tengo, tienes, tiene, tenemos, tenéis, tienen. So take tener when you're really cold. And use tener to say 10 years old. Tener's the verb for your family. And when you have something to give to me. Yo tengo, tienes, tiene, tenemos, tenéis, tienen. Yo tengo, tienes, tiene, tenemos, tenéis, tienen.
That could get really annoying. Can you imagine that's on that 1 hour loop? Whenever I like to get on my students' nerves, I'll play that over and over again. Here you guys go. Why don't you try to practice translating these? I'll give you a few seconds to either pause it or take a screenshot and write these down. All right, to say Anna is 15 years old, remember you have the year, so you say Ana tiene 15 años. Literally translates to Anna has 15 years. If you have to do something, remember to say you got to do something, you're obligated, you say nosotros tenemos que estudiar. Notice we kept estudiar in the infinitive because tener was already conjugated. Don't forget the que to say you have to do something. They have a ball for Julia would be ellos tienen una pelota para Julia. Oops, that should be una pelota. And that just goes to show possession. You have a lot of free time. Tú tienes mucho tiempo libre, or you can say ratos libres. There's a couple ways you can say free time. And then, do y'all have piano lessons? Would be, ustedes tienen la lección de piano. Literally translates to, you have lessons of piano. One last verb to look at is the verb venir. Venir means to come. It is very similar to the verb tener, and it's also a yo-go verb with a stem change twist. So here in the yo form, you're going to chop out the IR and you add go, yo vengo. And like the verb tener, this is like a shoe verb. Here the E is going to change to an IE. So here it's going to be tú vienes. See that E change to IE? Not only do you have to change the ending, chop out the IR at the end and add the ES, but in the middle you have to fuss with it as well. El e usted, you're going to chop out the IR and add an E, and in the middle it also changes to IE, viene. But outside the boot, you don't have to worry about it. Just leave that E in the middle as an E. And also, watch out, venir is an IR verb. Venimos. Or vosotros, it's outside the boot, so just leave the middle alone. Don't have to fuss with it. Chop out the IR and deal with the IR endings. It's is, venís. And then ellos ustedes, go back to chop out the IR at the end, add your ending, and it is inside the shoe, like the toe of your shoe, so you say vienen. Here's some practice. If you want to say, like, are you coming to the party? You can say, ¿vienes a la fiesta? Or if you want to say, yes, I'm coming to the party, you say, sí, yo vengo a la fiesta. Or my cousins, you're talking about they, are coming to the dance on Friday, you can say, mis primos vienen al baile el viernes. Here's a little bit of practice for you. I'll give you guys a few seconds to screenshot this or write this down on a piece of paper. Okay, let's see how you guys did here. All right, number one. We have Antonio, they're writing a letter. Antonio, gracias por tu invitación. Thank you for your invitation. Yo vengo en bicicleta con mi amiga Marta. I'm coming on a bike with my friend Martha. Nosotros, talking about we, venimos, don't forget it's an IR verb. Nosotros venimos a las 2 porque Marta trabaja hasta la 1. We are coming at 2 because Martha is doing what? She's working until 1 o'clock. Mi abuela, my grandma, so we're talking about her. So we're talking about ella, she. Viene en tren con mis padres. So she's your grandmother. She's coming on the train with your parents. Ellos, they, vienen a las 11 para ayudar con la cena. They are coming at 11 to help with dinner. Mis hermanastros también, my step siblings, are also vienen, because we're talking about they, en tren con mis padres. They're also coming by train with my parents. Mi hermana mayor, my older sister, Cecilia, viene en monopatín. She's coming on skateboard. And the last one's kind of tricky. We're saying, no sé a qué hora va a venir. I don't know at what time we're coming. Because the vowel is already conjugated, it was alright to leave the verb venir in the infinitive. And then they say, nos vemos al sábado. See you Saturday. There you go. I hope this helps you guys understand how to deal with yogo verbs, and not only yogo verbs, but the special complicated ones, yogo verbs with a stem change twist.